Welcome to Little Fish. My name's Hugh Lovesey. One of our key tools is the money story, which we've developed to help people understand their finances better. And this works from remote Aboriginal communities right the way through to large international corporations. Above all, we want to empower you to do it for yourselves. Others have done it, and you can present it too. After all, you know best how to pass on information to your own community. The first thing we help you with is your information cycle. That is, we help you check that there's one common language of power and money that everyone understands right the way through, from people living on the community to the managers or manager. Now, your manager or managers do all the paperwork that they give to the accountant who prepares the financial reports. Then your accountant presents that to the directors or the committee, and of course the next step is the committee or directors pass on information to community members in a way that they can understand. And then community members are kept clear about the main ideas. And that's every senior person and every important family member. Then these people pass their ideas back to the directors or committee members. And then after that, the directors or committee members pass their ideas back to the accountant, back to their managers, about how they feel the business is going and how they want the reports presented. When we work with organisations, one of the first things we do is help them check their information cycle. That is there a strong common language that empowers everyone to talk about and think about the money going through their organisation? Quite often what happens is that financial reports are prepared in a far off place. They're presented to the committee or to the board, and only a few people truly understand the whole story. And that means that when the story gets passed on to people in the community, there's a lot of different stories out there and things aren't really clear. And often what we find is that practically nothing is passed back to the committee members, and then the committee members don't have the information, the story, to pass on anywhere else. And what this results in is a question: who is really in control when people don't understand the story? So that's why we work with you. We work to find out exactly where the block is. It could be reports presented to the directors is not clear enough. Maybe the directors find it hard to pass on information to community members. Maybe community members and board members can't even pass their ideas back to make clear what they want. So what we're about is putting you, the owners, at the centre, so there's a clear single language, and you as the owners and the people that look after your organisation are really in control. If you require your standard budget reports to be in a graphical format, the great strength of the money story system is it takes each main component and combines them in a graphic that doesn't lose any information. So here you can see a standard report for full year budget, year-to-date budget, year-to-date actual, and year-to-date variance. And in plain English, that's your plan, your target, what you actually did, and the gap. And here we take one of these lines and show them in a basic money story format. So Number 1 is your plan. Number 2 is your target. Number 3 is what you spend. And number 4 is the difference. And notice we also include the time factor going across the top of the graphic. If you want more detailed information, please go to our other videos that explain this. Here is a straightforward example of a single page money story for expenditure items. Now you'll note the financial year at the top. You'll also notice that the first vertically biggest line is the total. Underneath that are 5 budget lines. The budgets are shown by the green vertical graphs. Notice the different sizes. Vehicle repairs is biggest and administration is smallest. The report is for January, so the target line drops down vertically, the red target line, at January. If the report was for March, it would have moved over a little bit to the right, 2 months to the right. The lines running across, blue to the left of the bar and turning light red or dark red to the right of the vertical target bar, are the actual expenditures. So you can see that it's the bottom 3 lines that are overspent. And in fact, administration is the heaviest overspent, and you can see it's gone into the more than budget area, with the dark red being prominent and an arrow showing it as seriously overspent. On the right hand side are the differences or variances, and these show the actual size of the variance. Also, we can supply our standard financial reports to attach to the money story. These are a great bridging tool to the different varieties of reports that are outputted by different types of software. So it's all very logically laid out and relates to the money story chart. Also, we've got plain English equivalents. So for instance, the technical term year-to-date budget is underpinned by the plain English target. And we also put in comments against budget lines that are difficult for the average person to understand. So remember that the money story system is powerful because it accurately translates all of the financial data into an equivalent graphical format. We can produce money stories for you as simple as you like or as long as you like, and we can put different pictures and different graphics to suit your area and suit your audience. So coming back to the information cycle, the importance that there's one common clear language that everyone can understand to help keep the organization healthy and happy. So we can work wherever you think the biggest need is, the biggest block is. It might be with standard financial reports from the accountant to the directors, or the directors might like to have it in graphics, or they might like to have help passing it on to community members. And we're working with a company called OT3 to help information get passed back. They've got an excellent system called Sentinel, and Sentinel helps that information come back. And then finally, we want to really get one point clear, that graphics and pictures aren't things dumbed down for people that don't have education. Everyone's using them now. And let's go to the weather report.
Good evening, everyone. It is currently Christmas Eve, December 24th out here, and today we are looking at the possible development of Tropical Cyclone Grant just off the northern coast of Australia here, just north of Darwin.
Or would you prefer your weather report given like they did 100 years ago? So how would you like your finance report? Perhaps like this.
If you look at this chart of US GDP, it looks pretty good. Steady improvement in the growth rate throughout 2011 from the low point of the first quarter, and a big contrast to the massive contraction in the last quarter of 2008.